Today I've got a funny, desperate, incoherent, and quietly pathetic attack ad from Labour against Zack Polanski and the Green Party, from Jonathan Hinder, a newly elected MP from last year for Pendle and Clitheroe. He's a blue Labour guy, which says a lot, and you'll understand when you see the ad. Privately educated, man of the people, man of the working class, who worked for the police previously, and thought he'd try his hand at politics. Let's get straight into it, because this is just so really indicative of how Labour have no values. They are basically the Tory party. They seem like they're socialist, no socialist policies. Let's get straight into it, because it's so weird.
What if I was to tell you that these guys are actually on the same side as these guys? It sounds mad, but here's how. The Green Party's policy on migration is one of...
Okay, so they do this. Zia Youssef did this old little sleight of hand here. So not showing the whole context of their principles on migration. So let's go like a little bit here. So there you go. They've zoomed in. They shouldn't have done that. They should have just cut in if you want to kind of lie by omission. So the Green Party wants to see a world without borders, which is a socialist value, by the way. The idea that borders that have been around for like 400 years, even less than that, passports came about in after World War II. Borders are a social construct. We came up with these, the way we carved up Africa. Look at the lines in America. Borders are arbitrary lines that we've often actually, the British colonial system of the British Empire imposed on Africa, imposed on the Middle East, imposed, well, we saw in India and Pakistan, often causing more harm than good. And we can change it, and they do change. There's plenty of disputed borders across the world. So the Green Party wants to see a world without borders. Until this happens, which is very unlikely in our lifetime, so it's a future thing, the Green Party will implement a fair and humane system of managed immigration where people can move if they wish to do so. So freedom, again, I think that's a very fair principle of, if people want to move, they want to live somewhere else, we want to move, fair. We have freedom of trade, which I think is a good thing. I mean, capitalists believe that. They're not always they're not so consistent about freedom of movement of people. But let's not get into the inconsistencies of capitalists in terms of, who should have what. But the Green Party believes that migration is not a criminal offence under any circumstances. Fairly common sense. The Green Party will treat all migrants fairly and humanely and without discrimination. See, Labour, a little bit against that, aren't they? Especially blue Labour. So I think this is where they get a little bit like, oh, we can't treat these migrants humanely and with dignity. I mean, they're not like us, you see. The Green Party is opposed to forced migration and forced repatriation unless standard exclusions apply. Again, fairly reasonable. So, okay, so let's continue, because I'm sure he's got some very compelling arguments, hasn't he?
One of open borders. Sounds great at Glastonbury, but what would it mean for working class jobs? Take the care.
What would it mean for working class jobs? It means that people who come over here, working class, will have jobs. You've got to bear in mind, the only growth we've had in the British economy over the last 20 years has been because of my immigration. People coming in to contribute greatly to our NHS, agriculture, hospitality, a whole slew of industries, actually. Not just low-skilled work, high-skilled work too. And I think we should be a bit more appreciative of the only economic growth that they've given us as 1/5 of the workforce. I mean, this blue Labour, like who the hell is blue? Who actually believes in blue Labour? How can you be socially conservative and economically it's so incoherent. Like, if you believe that people should be fair, have a fair wage, that the workers should have control in some ways of the means of production of their destiny, of more control of 80% of what they will do in their lives, which is working when they're not sleeping, or, they have a little bit of downtime. You'd think that, maybe being open to people just having freedoms of how they live their lives, be it if they're trans, if they're gay, if they're, living their lives and not harming other people. Like, make it make sense to me. Like, explain to me if you can, Blue Labour. Like, who is that appealing to? You're a Tory. And I know these people exist. These people like George Galloway pretends to be a leftist. He's not. He just doesn't like Israel. Okay, great. Doesn't like the transes though, does he?
Care sector. As a country, we faced huge shortages. What did we do? Did we improve pay and conditions so that more British workers wanted to do it? No. We took workers from the developing world.
What do we took? We invited them. These are people. They chose to come. I mean, I'm all for raising the minimum wage to £20, £30 an hour. Labour aren't going to do that. And the idea that capitalists like open borders, like, no, capitalists do not like open borders. Most of them do not. Do you think Nigel Farage, a capitalist, likes open borders? Do you think Donald Trump, a capitalist, likes open borders? Most capitalists aren't in favour of immigration. Like, that's the discourse over the last 20 years plus. It's socialists, it's people on the left who are open to immigration broadly. I mean, there are discrepancies in that. Like, there are some people on the right who, again, capitalists who do actually see, neoliberals do see the benefit of labour resources for a capitalist economy, but just have stronger unions, have a strong trade unions, have stronger bargaining power for workers, and raise the living wage. Labour have done it a little bit, but nowhere near enough for people who are struggling.
Paid them a fraction of what the job is worth and called it a solution. British workers are worse off, migrant workers are exploited, and their home countries are stripped of the bright, ambitious people who could build their future. This is not socialism, it's exploitation. It's injustice upon injustice. If we on the left care about working class jobs and wages, then we need low, controlled migration.
No. That's opposed to freedom. No, that won't help wages. Okay, so we just have low immigration in an aging population where we have no economic growth apart from the immigration we do have. How will this benefit people? People aren't having kids for various complex reasons, mostly because there's better things to do. I'm sorry, there is. Like, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, what was there to do? You had BBC One, BBC Two, ITV, Channel 4, or Make a Baby, right? Now, there's a whole slew of activities. You can watch Netflix, you can watch Hulu, Amazon, Apple. Pluribus is a new series. Worth a watch. Vince Gilligan, right? There's so much to do. People don't want kids. There's better things to do. Having the kids is hard. They cost like $250,000 each. No one wants to have kids. So we need immigration. We just do. And we need an honest debate about it. Politicians won't be honest to you. They won't say, like, this is why this is just a grift, right? Nigel Farage won't be honest about how we benefit from immigration. We just do. Economically, we do. Culturally, we do. These are people. People moving around is just like we trade from different countries. I just see it as like, it's a resource. People bring the labor, people leave. It's fine. It's fine. It's a distraction. It's a scapegoat. And it's an incoherent one coming from this guy who claims to be a socialist. Okay, what socialist values are you bringing? Are you going to democratize the means of production? Is Labour going to do that? Is Labour going to push for anti-authoritarian measures in the workplace to bring democracy into the workplace? Worker co-ops? Are they going to bring in it so there has to be a certain percentage of businesses that are worker co-ops? No. Are they going to demand a real living wage? No. So what the fuck are they talking about? This is just so silly, really, isn't it?
The capitalist dream of open borders.
It's not a capitalist dream. A capitalist dream is just what we have now. No regulation, just fuck people, just bleed people dry, pay them the least you can get them away with, push them down, push them down. Whereas that's got nothing to do with immigration. It's bosses who are exploiting their workers. But they like to do this sleight of hand like, oh, they're taking people. No, they were invited and they came over and helped us. They provide labor and resources that we benefit from. But again, this will harm. It's a Brexit. Self-harm. Tell people to fuck off, harm our economy, don't solve any solutions, create more economic stagnation. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer, and you have a reform government come in a few years' time. If that's the case, most people, young people, will be fucking off. I'm one of those people. Your country's dead. I mean, Britain's dead anyway. Let's be honest about our economy. We're dead on so many politically, spiritually, morally. I mean, with the 2-child cap, the fact that most people don't see it as a good thing to fucking take 500,000 kids out of child poverty. We are morally bankrupt as a fucking country, as far as I'm concerned. And it's just this sickness of individualism. I don't give a shit about fucking my neighbor as long as all right. Like, I'm all right, Jack. Fuck everyone else. That's the place where we're in now, and I'm fucking sick of it, to be honest. So, tell me your thoughts below. And on that happy note, join the Green Party if you haven't already for a positive, non-divisive politics that doesn't just scapegoat migrants. Very easy to do, very fun, and very lucrative. A lot of money you can make from it. Hit the like button, join the membership from 99 pence a month. And if you got this far, I love you.